Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Alison Bedell.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the soothing sounds of Skip Bedell and Alison Bedell.
Hey, what's happening, guys? We're back. And that's me. I'm Skip Bedell.
I'm Alison Bedell.
Welcome back to Hammer and Nails Podcast.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
Thank you so much for listening again. Oh my God, there's another bug.
I'm telling you, I think it's the same bug.
No, I keep squeezing them in my fingers and squishing them.
They're like flying around and attracted to the light from like the computer screens and everything.
God,
what the hell is going on?
I feel like I got bugs on me too.
What's happening?
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, it's just one annoying bug.
Well, you know, it's a very buggy night tonight. It is extremely hot, and humid. We are back to hot weather in New York.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. And we just got a crazy water bill again today. You know why?
Why?
Because you keep dumping and refilling the jacuzzi.
No, that's not why.
It is why. What else do we spend a lot of water on?
Well, the sprinklers. This time of the year, the sprinklers run.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you refilled it tonight.
All right, so yeah, well, that was not because like I just wanted to do that. Like I do that, you know, a few times a year and clean it out and all that of what you got to do. But yeah, you know, I didn't realize there's like a reset or something like it's programmed into the computer on that thing. So
when you turn it off.
Well, we were working here in the house, obviously been working here, and when you turn the power off,
did you do that today again too?
I did.
And did you put it back?
I did, yeah, because I remember. So evidently, like you can dial the heat down on these things, you know, to wherever you want. So like in the summertime, we turn the heat down. It's kind of like a little swimming pool, right? It's like, you know, we turn it down to 85 or whatever.
Nice, it's refreshing.
And it's great, yeah. So, but the thing is that if you shut the breaker off to it, like you shut the power supply off completely, and then you turn it back on, or the power to the house, like if we're working on the the electric here, which we've been doing a lot. And you turn the power back on, the computer, I guess, in that thing automatically sets it back to like a preset, you know, I guess a factory minimal heat at like 100 degrees. So there was one time like not long ago, it was crazy hot. And I'm like, you know, let me turn the heat down on this thing and we'll go in it, you know, and just like, you know, it'd be like a little pool. But it takes too long to cool down.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to pump it out. I'm going to refill it with cold water. And it was great. So then like the next day, it was like a heat wave the whole week, right? The next day, I wanted to go in it again, and I went out there, and it was like 100, 101, 102. I'm like, son of a bitch. And then I realized we were working on stuff, and I guess the power, you know, we shut the power off at some point, and then I finally figured it out after that happening. So tonight, I did it, right? Refilled the whole thing because you, rocket scientist over there, decided that you're going to put the chlorine tablet from the swimming pool into that thing. And not knowing that one tablet is for like, you know, 50,000 gallons of water or whatever.
I couldn't, at the moment that I was putting it in, I didn't have any tools to break it.
Right.
It was like...
And it's not that big of it's like the size of a hockey puck. I mean,
yeah, it's a hockey puck.
Yeah, and then you put it in like a float in your pool and it keeps the pool chlorinated, whatever, right?
Right.
So... You put the whole tablet in the thing a couple of days ago, thinking like, oh, let me chuck it in. It'll like
they take so long to dissolve.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this thing was gone in less than a week.
I'm outside the other day and I'm smelling like bleach, like chlorine, like all everywhere. And you like that bleach spray that, you know, that Clorox disinfectant spray, like a cleaner, you know, like a countertop cleaner, whatever, right? So I'm thinking, oh, she's out here cleaning, wiping stuff down with that. It's got to be that because I kept smelling bleach. It was from the chlorine in the hot tub was so high. And even with the cover on it, the thing was completely covered and sealed, the whole backyard.
Now, let me remind you,
what
though,
the hell?
why I did that. And you tell me which one you would prefer. You were gone somewhere last week. You were working on the kitchen, Dan's kitchen. And I was home alone all day. And it was hot. And I decided to take a nice little reprieve in our
kitchen.
Jacuzzi.
Too many damn kitchens going on around here.
But you were working. It was a Saturday. And I went into the tub because it was very, very hot out. And I went into the tub and I was relaxing. And at some point after I was already in it, like 15, 20 minutes.
I didn't mean to stop you there, but you just reminded me. That was when you sent me the text.
Yes.
Ah, right. You're like, ooh, I just found a new jet in the
Shut up!
Shut up! I was like, oh, that sounds like fun.
So anyway, what prompted me to find those those tablets was that at some point I actually like looked at the water, and it looked like they were cooties, but it was the kind of cooties that look like when you drop a load in the tub in the pool. You know what I'm talking about? It like kind of stays like a string. But there were no loads in the tub. That's the there were no loads in the tub.
No, I keep that thing super clean.
Right, but there was I don't know if it was because we had been so busy. Maybe you didn't put something in it. Whatever, you had just put fresh water in it the week before, but whatever it was cooties in the pool. So that's why I found the chlorine tablet and dropped it in, and I couldn't at the moment like I was gonna put it in there. I didn't put it in and then get in the tub. I put it in after I was done with the tub.
Well, that's good.
So I dropped it in. I closed up the tub and I forgot about it because I couldn't break it at the time. You had all your tools with you because you were on that job. All I can tell you
is the other day I opened up the lid to that thing, and it basically burned my eyes and my inside of my everything. I just got like chemical burns on my face just from the air, from the fumes.
Well, then you went to go dump half of it today,
holy crap.
And you forgot that you were pumping it, and then the whole thing pumped instead of just half of it.
Yeah.
And now it's again. That's more like
you know what I think
water.
the problem is. There's just too much going on. Like I was in here actually trying to write an estimate for a job that I was going to sell tonight. Another kitchen, by the way, and I'm writing that. I'm on the computer. I'm doing a million different things. And at the same time, I decided to pump out part of that thing because it was like too much chlorine in it.
You forgot.
And then I walked out there, or you told me, right? And I went out.
Yeah.
And like it's like completely drained to the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm
nothing
like,
left.
no!
And now when you were to fill it up right away, then it's too cold to go back in.
Yeah, you know what? I just said forget it. I'm going to my appointment.
I know. It's like we can't get can't win over here.
There's too much happening.
So annoying.
Yeah, you know what? There should be worse problems though, right? Like if that's the biggest problem that you have.
I know. We have too much water. Sorry, drought in California.
Yeah.
It's too hot. Sorry, we have to be in our air conditioning.
The chlorine level in my hot tub was too high. Shnikes. Oh, Jeeves.
I was just going to
Won't you dump the tub for me?
I was just going to say.
And when you're finished with that, why don't you go detail the jug?
What the hell is wrong with us?
You're such a good
really?
snobby rich guy.
Oh my god. No, you just gotta like grit your teeth together when you talk.
Like that character on Family Guy.
Oh yeah, the guy with the big jaw.
The big jaw, like underbite.
You can't understand what the hell he's saying. Oh man, you know what? It's so true though, and I say this to you all the time. It's like sometimes you get caught up in like bitching about shit that's like you have like no right to even complain about anything.
Yeah, that's your problems.
Yeah,
the jacuzzi.
All right, well, no, I don't want to sit here and list about the problems that I actually do have because that'll be a whole podcast. But none of which are still really all that serious. But certainly that is not one of them.
No.
Right? That should not even be on that list.
I wanted to go in it today, and now I can't because you were busy fucking with it.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And other things before I left for my appointment. Yeah. You know what it was? It was you and your little dress outside when you went out by your garden there. I don't know what it was, man. I was like, I was in and out of the house.
What was it? Because that's not an attractive pajama
I took my
thing.
briefcase out to the truck, and as I was passing by you on the porch, I'm like, whoa, hang on a second. And then what did I do? I came up behind you, right? I like grabbed you from behind, and I'm like, "Hey, come inside. I got to show you something." I had like 8 minutes, so I had to be to my appointment.
I don't even know what it was because that thing is not attractive that I was wearing.
Yeah, which I don't know. It's just whatever it was.
It's easy access.
Whatever you were doing,
it didn't look good.
You were bending over the garden, or you had your hands in the dirt. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Hey, let me just. Could you come inside for a second and just kind of show you something? And I still made it to my appointment on time.
You did.
I did. Well, I was a minute late, but it was well worth it.
About that minute.
Yeah, it was well worth it though.
Oh. So
because it only took me 30 seconds to finish.
You did. Sometimes I like that.
Yeah, I know. You like get it over with. You're like, are you done? Can you get off now?
So speaking of that topic, sort of, we were watching the Today Show this morning. That third hour. What's it called? The one with Tamron Hall and Billy Bush was co-hosting with her, and they were like they talk gossip, celebrity gossip stuff.
Right.
And they showed a picture of Lady Gaga wearing something that is now becoming the latest trend in women's wear.
Oh, the under boob thing, right?
The under boob. It is not the cleavage. It is not side boob. It is the under boob.
I was really grooving on side boob for a while. I think side boob is actually really sexy too, right? Like, you know?
It depends.
Well, it depends on the boob, and it depends upon
on the person with
how
the
much
boob.
of the side of it you see. Yeah, right?
Kind of, maybe. I don't know. I think I still prefer cleavage. And under boob really is. This is the thing with under boob. If you got any kind of boobs, you can do cleavage because you can have a bra that pushes it into any kind of cleavage. It could be a hard push. It could be a high push.
Right. Now let's just examine that.
Let's
just examine that for a second, because you could have some like pretty low riders and even like, you know, almost pancake-ish. But if you put them into the right push-up bra, you got some crazy cleavage, right?
Right. Yeah.
But you don't want to see the underside of that whole rig.
Right. Right. Now, if you've got pancakes, the underboob is not attractive at all.
Right. And for those of you who are not knowing what we're talking about, the underboob, it's like remember like the little short shirts in the 80s, like it was like half shirts.
Oh yeah, half shirts.
So these are even like higher than that.
They're half your boob.
They actually cover only the like from like the middle to up, and like the whole
So the nipple is covered if you have the kind of boob where the nipple is not at the bottom.
Barely, right. And then like you're actually seeing the whole underside.
I just had a very fucking funny visual. Because probably I would say maybe half the population of women naturally have pendulous breasts, which means that the nipple is at the bottom. It's like pointing down to the floor.
Like a pendulum?
Exactly.
They swing from side to side when they walk.
A technical, that's the term. That's what they're called. Pendulum.
Wow.
Pendulous
Who knew?
breasts. So what's even funnier is if girls started doing that underboob look with their nipples hanging out the bottom instead of the underboob.
That wouldn't
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. It'd be like peeking out the bottom of your shirt. Like, how you doing?
Not pretty.
Not good.
Yeah, not pretty.
Yeah, so, all right, so there's a limited population that can wear this.
Yeah,
this
you
new,
have to have a higher
this new
nipple.
trend, right?
Yeah, and I really think that you have to have that two-sided clothing tape that you use. What is it called again? Wardrobe tape. And I've used it many times to have my clothes, stick to my cleavage so that it doesn't move
So
out
you
of the
can
way.
leave like a shirt unbuttoned, but it doesn't come apart.
Right.
Gotcha,
You can't see in. It's like the thing that J-Lo had on her, that green Versace dress 100 years ago, remember, that was split in the middle.
Right.
You have to use wardrobe tape, and I've worn it many times. Actually, I use it on my shoulder straps.
Right.
So that
I actually use it on my junk because, as like for me, it hangs down one pant leg, and I kind of like to keep it in the middle. So, like, if I just tape it in the center, it's good like that.
Can you imagine the pain if you were to pull that off of your ball bag?
That would not be good. You know when you ever see guys get like camel sack? I was going to say camel toe, but like I guess it's not really camel toe. It's more like.
Well, no, you've had camel sack. You talked about it at the bar when we went to that bar down Port.
Yeah, I was wearing a pair of shorts and like I sat on that crazy seat that I hated.
It was a short seat.
Those bar stools were the worst. And yeah, like the inseam of my shorts.
We keep forgetting to ask Paul who the fuck picked those out.
Yeah, I don't know, but they got to change the seats in that restaurant. It's a really cool restaurant.
They used to be partners in that restaurant when it first opened.
But the seats suck. So anyway, I'm sitting there, and for those of you who hadn't heard this before, and I'm wearing like they're not tight shorts. They're like big, like baggy, like cargo khaki looking.
You had camel toe.
I had camel sack. I never knew there was such a thing until I looked down and it just hit me like that's.
And then you find
that's the first word that came to mind.
That you actually pull it higher on purpose. Then.
Yeah, well then you're
so embarrassing.
I had to actually grab the crotch of my shorts and pull it up even higher, so it actually separated the entire sack with one nut on either side of the seam. So it was quite painful and extremely uncomfortable.
But funny.
And it looked
embarrassing.
Great. It looked great.
Look at that hot guy. He's not so hot anymore.
Yeah, it looked like if you had like a stocking, like with like an egg on either side of it, like with a seam in the middle. Yeah, it was like it wasn't good.
Oh my god, you know who my boyfriend was when I was a teenager?
Yeah.
He has egg nuts.
Oh, egg nuts.
I mean, like literally the size and shape of eggs.
Egg nuts.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the first, I think, maybe in the last time I've ever seen egg nuts.
Wow. Egg nuts.
Yeah. I mean, like like if you were to get a carton of large.
Right. Wow.
Yes.
They're just egg nuts.
The shape and the size of eggs.
All right. Well, okay.
Yeah. Weird.
More than I needed to know, but thanks. See, you had to go and mess up my camel sack, my camel sack story with your ex-boyfriend's giant nuts.
Egg nuts.
Right? Jeez. Talking about my little marbles and my camel sack.
Aw, you got the best sack ever.
Yeah, they're tight.
Yeah,
it's a tight package.
Thank God. I swear to God,
that's
even when I was
little
only
bikini
with
briefs
women,
my whole life.
I used to think to myself, if I was ever, I wasn't thinking I would ever be, but I was thinking, like that would have to be the sack. It would have to be, not hangy.
What
not, long and hangy.
If you were to ever what?
I was thinking if
I have a sack?
No, if I thought of this. I think after,
if you could pick what the ideal sack would look like.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yes.
So if you could actually put together your own sack and pig and berries.
Yes.
That would be the ideal.
Yes.
Berries.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Cool.
And you know what? I didn't realize that there was.
Now you're referring to mine, not egg nuts, right? Okay.
Yes. And I didn't realize that there was an actual preferable twig. Well, I mean, I knew that, button twig, no good, absolutely out. But until I saw, what's his name? The one that was on the paddle boat with Katy Perry, Orlando Bloom.
Oh, right.
That. Until, I saw that, and then also Anthony Weiner.
Oh, you saw Weiner's Wiener?
Oh, God. I'm like, those are unattractive ones. Ew.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. We're getting off course here.
Yeah. So speaking of which, picking out the ideal qualities in a person.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had mentioned in the previous episode that I had begun binge watching on A&E Network a show called Married at First Sight.
You mentioned that, yeah.
I did. Okay. So I'll just recap that it's about these couples who are matched with their partner by a team of 4 professionals in various professions who, based on all these questionnaires and interviews, determine that who would be the best match for them.
Right.
And they don't meet the person until they are actually at their wedding ceremony. They don't know their name, anything about them, what they look like, nothing. They meet them at the ceremony. That is scary. So I watched all of season 1. I binge watched it last week. And then they have another. They started a second season, a third, and a fourth. But the couples from the first season, then they started a new show about the first year of their marriage for the ones who stayed together. So because I had watched the first season, then I was already like, well, I wonder what happened to them. Did they stay together? So I started watching the other show. It's called Married at First Sight, the first year.
Do they want to kill each other by then?
No, it's a good show. But I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm good now.
Right.
But I was looking at these 2 couples, and they're in their 30s, and they're cool. So I went online to find them on social media because I had seen in an episode that they were on social media. So I found them on Twitter, and then on one of these guys' Twitter, I found a link to a picture on his Instagram. So I look at the Instagram picture.
Was it camel sack?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So this guy, his name is Doug Hayner. So I went onto his Instagram, and I saw a picture of him. He was on a plane, and there was the screen, the TV screen at his seat, and he had his show was on while he's on the plane. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So he took a picture of the screen.
That's happened to us. I love that.
Yeah. So I then wrote to him on Instagram saying to him, hey, that's so funny. The same thing happened to me. I was on a JetBlue flight, and Catch a Contractor came on. I said, but it was a red eye, so I couldn't yell out to everyone, hey, put on Channel 41.
Right.
So meanwhile, I forgot, I should back up. I followed all of them on Twitter. And the next day, they had all followed me back. So what I was saying was funny about that was that ever since we started with this whole TV thing, and then we're on social media, and we went through this period where if we would favorite somebody's tweet, or if you'd respond to somebody, you get these girls it was like as if you were Elvis in the 50s. You know what I mean? They were like, oh my God, God, Skip Bedell favorited my tweet. You know, like they were going nuts. You know, like, oh my God, you made my week. Oh my God, you wrote
That's so
to
nice,
me.
though.
Yeah,
people
so
are really nice.
Yeah, they were like really fawning over you, and so. And we thought it was cute because people we're just people, you know, like we're nobody. So
Well, speak for yourself. I'm somebody. Yeah.
So
and you're somebody too because you're married to me.
Right.
So
okay.
don't forget that.
I'm the wife of that guy.
Right. Exactly.
I'm the wife of that guy, and they're like, why is he with her?
No.
So I followed these 4 people from these 2 couples, and the next day they had all followed me back, and then I'm like, well, let me look to see if they follow everybody back, and they don't. They they had like. Some of them have like 22,000 followers. One of them had like 60,000 followers, and they only followed like 1,000 people. And so they all followed me back. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, well, I wonder if they like saw the show, Catch a Contract or whatever. So when I replied to that guy, Doug's Instagram post telling him that happened to me too, Catch a Contractor came on the screen, but it was a red eye. And then I said, started binge watching your show last week, love it. He then wrote back to me saying that he's a huge, in capital letters, huge fan of us and Catch a Contractor, you and Adam, and he thought it was like really cool that I wrote to him.
Oh, that's nice.
So I know. I thought that was really neat because at first I was like, "Oh, that guy," and followed me.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
But you know what's fucked up?
That reminds me of like when we took did the red carpet at the Guy's Choice, and like we were like with Norman Reedus and all those people, and we were right to
they love our show. Like,
yeah.
You watch it?
Yeah. Like, dude, I love your show, and I'm like, really? You watch my show?
You got time?
Yeah, it's very cool.
You know what pissed me off? That was not pissed me off, but pissed me off. Not that these 4 people who are on A&E Network and now FYI have like thousands of followers, between 20 and 60,000 followers.
They either have social media people or they work at it, and we.
Can I finish my sentence?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, so their show got less than half our ratings.
Right.
Way less ratings. And it just pissed me the fuck off because they, first of all, our network or whoever, whoever involved in our show did not promote us, did not support our social media. They didn't help it along. We asked for help. They didn't give it.
That's a whole other thing. You got to have like a whole social media team of people to do that stuff.
But the more that they invest in us, the more it's a return for them because it popularizes the show. Right. So these people, and also about these people, their show is actually about their relationship. Right. And their personalities, so that part of it, I understand why they have a lot more followers. But it just pissed me off to see, like, how is it that we have more than twice the ratings, right, and they've got way more followers?
Well, like I just said, it doesn't matter even if you don't have a TV show at all. There's plenty of people that don't have anything to do with entertainment, and they have millions of followers. Because it's like that's what they do.
I wonder about that though. You could buy followers too.
Yeah,
Some
whatever.
people are like, I'm a housewife and I like to make spaghetti.
If it's just like empty numbers and just like people that you don't even converse with, it's like, all right, I get it, but it's like I don't know. I think sometimes there's a lot to be said for sometimes quality is more than quantity. But. You got to work in social media if you want. If numbers are important to you, if you're just a numbers person,
as time goes on.
Yeah, I would rather have less people that actually really converse with me and actually really have something to say rather than just being a number on the page. So I think all the people that we have.
Yeah, but when it also comes to endorsements and promoting things, that's also a thing that these companies look at.
Sadly, you're correct with that because I've found that even though like you could have higher rated show when it comes time to get endorsement deals and advertising deals and stuff like that, they're still looking at like your social media numbers. So then you get someone who has like no exposure at all other than social media, and they have huge social media numbers, and that's really what with the marketing, that's where it's all going. So yeah, you're right. It is a numbers game,
and that blows.
Yeah.
Speaking of binge watching. Last night,
oh cool!
First of all, we have we had talked about how I want to cut the cable, and I'm experimenting with other things. And we got the Amazon Fire Stick, and we also have the Apple TV. And I had signed up for the Sling app, but I didn't like it. It only gets so many channels on the app. So I bought a Sling box, which I haven't hooked up yet to my dad's cable. So that's forthcoming. But in the meanwhile, I was seeing all these shows that are Amazon originals. And first I got an email saying that there are 3 pilots. And yet you can watch all of them, and then you go and you vote or you rate them.
Oh, those are great, by the way. Yeah, it's like a contest they're having on Amazon, right?
Yeah, so there's 3 different pilots. One of them is called The Tick. Another one is called I Love Dick.
And that's about a social. It's about a superhero
character
on The Tick.
The Tick is about a superhero.
Right.
I Love Dick is first of all, these 3 pilots are totally different genres. And the third one is Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Right.
And so that is an action-adventure type of the one with Jean-Claude.
Can you just say that second one again? What was it?
I Love Dick.
What was the name of that again?
I Love Dick.
I love it when you say that. Oh, that's great.
Oh, but, sadly, it only applies to yours.
They used to call me Little Richard. Now they just call me Big Dick.
When my dad was young, through his entire youth and teens, his whole family, they called him Dickie.
Because his name is Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody do that anymore?
I don't know.
And
I think the younger generation would
is there any women walking around who people call, hey, pussy?
Yeah, right.
Is there a pussy?
Or is that short for Penelope or something? Imagine that.
My friend Pussy's coming over later.
Hey, you seen Pussy lately? Yeah, I just saw her last night.
Oh, man, Pussy, what did you eat for dinner? You stink.
Oh, Pussy. I kind of like it when Pussy's around. I think everybody needs more pussy. That's funny if that was a short for what would it be? Like something with a P, right. Like Penelope or some long name. So it's the first thing that comes to mind. Penelope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Wow.
That is funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have anybody that is within a 10-year span older or younger than me that I know whose name is Dick.
Yeah, I think that no one in the younger generation is naming their kid Richard anymore because that's just what's going to happen. So.
They're naming them Richard. Nobody's using the nickname Dick.
Okay, maybe it's probably fairer to say that. Yeah. Because it's definitely not quite as acceptable as it used to be with the younger generation. Can you imagine if kids called their nickname was Dick in school right now, the beating that you would get?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. My dad.
Then again, though, kids are wimps now, so they wouldn't be beaten.
Well, my dad used to, but back in the day, he wouldn't tolerate it.
Right.
Let's just put it that way.
Right.
Yeah. He wasn't about that.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the 3 pilots, they were great. So, which one was your favorite?
My favorite, by very far, was the Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Me too. I thought that was great.
It was funny. It was his best acting. It was like making fun of himself.
Yeah.
He wasn't acting like a bad actor, tough guy like he does in his regular movies.
Right.
He was actually like real.
Yeah.
And it was funny. And we laughed out loud numerous times, and it was only a half an hour pilot.
Yeah, he actually can be funny. You're used to seeing him only in one type of role, but he was good. And it was funny because he was playing kind of like a self-deprecating character, right? So it was cool to see him do that, and see him not be the leading guy, the guy that's he was kind of goofing on himself.
Yeah.
Right?
So the movie was about
himself,
about him, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and
as the actor,
and that he had dropped out. He had retired from acting. He was out of it for a couple of years, and then he sees this woman walking by who used to be his girlfriend, and there's a lot of flashbacks in the movie as to how they got together. And what it was that he was part of this secret. Like a CIA type,
Black Ops
agency, yeah.
Right.
But he would use the acting as a front for his real Black Ops job. So he would pretend to be on an acting job in some other country, but he'd really be there to do this Black Ops.
Right, an assassination or bust up some drug ring or something.
Right. So the girlfriend is part of that Black Ops thing, and she said she was going to Belgium and she didn't want to talk to him, so he went to his agent and said he wants back in. His agent was played by Felicia Ayers-Allen.
Right.
So he tells her he wants back in, and she's like, oh, I got all these movies, this, that. He's like, no, I want back in as Johnson. So Johnson was his Black Ops name, Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Sounds like a porno star.
Right. So she's like, you've been out of the game. You're not used to it anymore. Blah blah blah. And so he's like, I want back in.
And if you look at him now, too, right? He looks considerably older than what you would remember him from, right? So and it's not like he's trying to hide it. He hasn't gone and got a bunch of plastic surgery. You see him; he's older.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And so then the next part of the thing is that he starts going back into training. He starts working out again to get. I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, you're already giving away a lot of it.
No, I don't want to give away the funny parts.
It was really funny and very clever. It was a cool movie, and it's funny because when I was in Gold's gym last, I see him out there a lot in the gym pretty regularly. You've been in Gold's, I think one time at least when he was there with me. We grabbed a picture with him and stuff, and I've talked to him a couple times. Actually, I was talking to him about he was looking for extras in a movie at one time, and
he asked you to be in a movie.
Yeah.
And then he left at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So he comes over to me when I'm working out. I'm with my trainer, Pedro Barron, who's a famous trainer out there. And I'm pretty much in that gym every day. Like after we film, I'm in there a lot. And so I kind of got to be a regular around there. And he walked over to me, just directly to me. And he's like, hey, would you be interested in working in a movie? Doing a part in a movie. He's like, I'm looking for a particular type of person. It's like, you possibly could, and he had no idea. I don't think he even knew who I was. Like we were on the TV show and all that stuff. He just saw someone he wanted to talk to. So then I started telling him what I was doing. And he was like, oh, wow, that's great. He's like, hey, listen, I'm going to finish my workout. Let's talk, before I leave. And then.
That was it.
And then I never saw him again.
So that's why we believe that there's an underground tunnel.
Yeah, it wasn't. Him and fucking.
You never see them leaving.
Him and Arnold and Lou Ferrigno, same thing. They come in, they work out, but people wait for them by the door because they heard that Arnold's there or whatever, and then they never leave.
There's a secret tunnel.
There has to be. There has to be because that place is just riddled with celebrities every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you just ramble off a list. I'll tell you, I've seen them and I've spoken to them in Gold's in Venice Beach. So it was funny, and then I saw him a few weeks later, and I took those pictures with him upstairs in the kickboxing thing, and he was doing like a kickboxing class, and I kind of sat in on it and stuff, and we got to talking, and I brought it up again. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, in like a French accent. He's like, yeah, we'll talk today. And then we never talked again. I'm like, what happened, man, to my part, dude? I thought I was going to be in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. What happened?
Yeah.
He was actually very nice, though. He's pretty friendly. You would imagine a lot of these people would be very standoffish, and some of them are. But, celebrities of that level, sometimes they just want to be left alone, especially in the gym.
But he reached out. It was weird.
That was weird. It wasn't like I went up to him. Now, you got to imagine, a guy like that, everywhere he goes, you could be in the fucking grocery store. You're getting swamped by people, right? So everyone in L.A. is trying to get a gig in movies or entertainment or something, So their day job is, or the night, whatever, the waiter or night job, whatever. And then all they do otherwise is trying to get parts and read scripts and who's got a script and who's a writer, whatever. So he probably hears literally 100 times a day, hey, I'd love to be in your movie, or hey, would you read my script or check out my movie or whatever, right? So if that were the case and I was one of those, I could see him saying, yeah, let's talk. Let me finish my workout and I'll catch up with you at the door. And that would be the thing like, I don't want to,
right.
But he came over to me on more than one occasion. So I'm like, why does he keep not? What's happening? And I was like really fucking excited, man. I'm like, this is going to be great. Remember I called you on the phone? You were in New York, and I called you, and I'm like, I just spoke with Jean-Claude. He wants me to be in his next movie. And I'm like, this is going to be great. And then like he just...
He's gone.
He got in the tunnel. I'm like, where is this tunnel?
He was wearing those blue glasses that he actually wore on this pilot.
Yeah, he wears those a lot. They're like, it's like his glasses that I think have like that... Yeah, they seem to be like a mild prescription, and they have like blue lenses. and they're very small, almost like reading glasses.
Yeah.
But I think they're the type that like kind of change color maybe or something, because sometimes they look really blue and more than others.
He was wearing them in the picture with you.
Yeah, I have a great picture with him when we were doing the kickboxing stuff upstairs, and that he and I took together. And yeah, you're right. He was wearing the same ones in that movie last night.
Yeah.
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 So I'm going to go online and I'm going to vote for that episode. And if you guys want to be entertained, and right now you're not at this moment, so feel free to turn off.
Yeah, clearly,
Hit pause and go watch
you could find something much more exciting if you were to go onto Amazon right now.
You know what? Speaking of Amazon, we have an Amazon banner on our website, hammernailspodcast.com. That's really exciting. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can go to our banner, click on it, purchase a membership to Prime, and that's how you can watch these pilots for free, because you have to be a Prime member.
Oh, right. That's right. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Which, by the way, is another great benefit I noticed of Prime.
All these TV shows, they have, just like Netflix, they have original shows that are all really good.
Right, which is actually pretty cool, because all that, like, they're all creating their own content now.
Yep.
So
no
basically,
commercials.
Exactly. Like, you're watching whole TV series of really cool shows.
And you can binge watch.
Yeah, with no commercials, it's like the thing. It's like what's happening,
it's very
right?
exciting.
Which is funny because like you and I, like we're dealing with our production team, and we're working toward. We got a bunch of projects right now that we can't talk too much about, but it's interesting when we're talking to different networks and places of where this show or these shows might end up, and now those types of scenarios, they're like very much a reality. Like, it could be a Netflix type of show or Amazon or Hulu. They're all doing their own original content.
Yeah.
Hell, I think PlayStation is another one. They're all like running their own network now and trying to, they're every one of them are trying to find content and their own line of TV shows and sitcoms and action.
What's cool is that these are actually like quality, good shows.
Yeah.
They're like really good. So, speaking of which, when I was looking to choose another
kind of
Amazon,
like Catch a Contractor. Really good.
Really good.
Yeah, but you still see it on Spike.com.
Or you can purchase the season on Amazon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And also on iTunes.
That's right. That's right. I forgot to tell people about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to mention that all the time.
You used to.
Because there were a lot of people who didn't get Spike in different parts of the world or, wherever. Or even,
you can go onto
even
our
here
website,
in our country.
actually. You can see clips from the show, but you can also go onto the Amazon link and go through there to watch the Catch a Contractor. You can also, on the front page of our website, skipbedell.com, there's a iTunes link right there for Catch a Contractor. You can click; it'll take you right to iTunes Catch a Contractor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and also, I uploaded more videos.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you do. I put up another video, which is still in the works because we haven't completed the project yet. But I put a progress so far of the facade tiles also that finally uploaded. And so there's a few other things I added to our website so that you can watch what's going on in the house.
Yeah, we were just on location just yesterday. Was it yesterday? I totally lose track of time. Yeah. Yesterday, right? 2 days ago.
Where?
For the shoot we just did.
That was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
That's not on our website.
I'm so shut. No, it's not. It's not because we didn't. It hasn't been produced yet. But yeah, we did a cool piece yesterday actually too.
So where I was going to go before with the Amazon is I wanted to find another series for us to binge watch, because right now we're kind of we don't have anything that we're really addicted to, and we've gone through so many. We binge watched Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, and I can't even remember what else right now. But so we started watching the show called Humans. We like science fiction, and so I was looking for something along that genre, and I saw this show that's on Amazon, and it had like 4.5 out of 5 stars and lots and lots of reviews. So it sounded like it would be a cool show. It's about in the future that they're called synths. They're like synthetic humans. They're robots,
like
but they
androids.
look like humans. Yeah. And they basically, you buy them and they clean your house and they cook for you. They take care of your kids.
It's like having like a live-in,
housekeeper,
they're basically
nanny.
like a personal assistant type of thing.
Right. There's ones that like give you physical therapy, like you can buy them for whatever. And they also have sex mode.
Sex bots. Let's not forget
There's also sex mode, and if they turn that on too. So it's actually
you and I said that at the same time.
Yeah. Let's not forget.
That's why I love you, wifey. One of the many reasons why.
Oh.
A filthy mind just like me.
Thank you.
Well, not really that filthy, but yeah.
We were already 5 episodes in, and we went to bed at 2 a.m. last night because we couldn't stop. I had to like really make a conscious effort to not watch another episode because we had to go to bed.
That was what happened when we were binge watching Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, that
and
too.
And when we used to binge watch True Blood.
Yes.
Like every show we binge watched, like we would just. I remember True Blood. We watched like God, like a whole like seasons, right? Like we just couldn't stop. It was like a whole weekend.
Yeah, we would just sit on the couch the whole weekend.
That was like a weekend, like we had nowhere to be and nothing to do, which is like super rare. And we're like, let's just watch. Let's get into a show.
Yeah.
Was it like winter or something? I don't know. I remember like the fireplace going or something. Or all I know is it was a lot of good TV watching.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of pausing and doing stuff, and then going back to
so we watched Humans. I would also highly recommend that if you're into sci-fi. That's very good. Excuse me. So there's you know what I forgot to mention early on because I just get distracted very easily. Don't forget, people, we're on iHeartRadio, and we are on YouTube as well,
and iTunes,
yeah. And HammerNailsPodcast.com and lots of other...
What was the name of that site?
HammerNailsPodcast.com.
Oh, right. HammerNailsPodcast.com.
Yeah, HammerNailsPodcast.com.
Right. You know, the one you tell your friends about all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yes. And, you know, we also have the Amazon banners I mentioned before, but we also have a PayPal link if you guys wanted to click on that and show a little love and support for our ad-free podcast. We really appreciate that. I also wanted to thank Dustin and Alicia. They also made a contribution.
Oh, nice.
They're
awesome.
I mean, like, I did not expect that because
love those guys.
We talked the last episode about them and the unique makeup.
Yeah, how's she doing with that?
That
Alicia?
I was promoting for her on my Facebook.
The makeup party thing you were doing, right?
Yeah, it's still going on. It's still not too late to go and make a purchase. Just to help them out because they were victims of. She lost her job due to the floods in Louisiana. And so she got 2 cute little kids, and then I felt bad for her today. Her kid had like a 103.8 temperature, and she had to go to like the emergency, and they have, I guess their insurance, they have like a $1,500 deductible, and she's like, you make 2 steps forward and 16 steps back. I felt really bad. Man. Yeah, some people, it sucks.
When it rains, it pours. And they have plenty of rain.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I felt really bad. So go on my Facebook page, look for that unique party. It's a cosmetic and skincare company, and people really love it. You know what? Actually,
sounds like it's really good stuff too, right?
Yeah,
it's not even like you just go in there to spend money to like help somebody out, which is, by the way,
which you could do.
Even if it sucked, it's like a really good thing to help out good people in need, because you never know, people. You might be in that situation one day. Right. It'd be cool if somebody like said, "Hey, let me give them a
that's why I wanted to
throw them a life preserver."
Yeah, I wanted to help her out, and I bought something, even though I'd never used the stuff before.
But it turns out the stuff actually people are saying they really like it.
Yes, people. For all the girls are saying that they love the mascara. They were like, that mascara kicks ass. So I'm actually, I think I'm going to be getting some of that. I think she already said, I don't know. I'm going to be getting something. I don't know. I'm going to get that. But, and your cousin, Shannon, she was like, should I get it? Shouldn't I? I was like, you know what? If you don't like it, I'll buy it from you. Just get it. So anyway, where was I going after that anyway? How did I get, the website. Thank you for contributing, you guys. We really appreciate that. That's really sweet. We
Alicia and Dutt.
Yes.
Yeah.
We acknowledge your love, and we love you right back. We were also talking about Great Adventure before because this weather is so shitty.
You pulled up a picture. You're so funny. You're like, hey, check this out. He turns the phone around to me, and it's a picture, and all I can see is my crotch and your head.
And your hand on the back of my head.
And your mouth open. And like, well, we were dressed, but I'm like, where is that? And then I realized we were in the seat of a Ferris wheel.
At the top of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, and we were like with Six Flags Great Adventure, right?
Yeah.
And I recognized it only because I couldn't see my face. I could see yours, of course, with your...
my mouth wide open.
Yeah, it was so funny. But I remember what we were wearing that day, right?
I wasn't doing the act to you.
No.
I bent down near his fully clothed crotch, and I opened my mouth.
Yeah,
and
you were
took
like
a selfie.
You were like mimicking, like as if you were
gonna
doing
take a
that.
bite.
Yeah. With my camel sack.
Yeah. Camel sack.
That was actually a really funny picture, but I'm like, man, where is that from? And then right away I had like a flashback. That was a great trip.
Yeah. I used to go there a lot when I was younger, and I have lots and lots and lots of memories of that place.
Six Flags Great
Adventure in New Jersey. So we went there 4 years ago. In October, it's going to be 4 years.
Took the motorcycle, right?
We took the motorcycle. Yeah, we took a trip up there. We rented a hotel room, and we stayed overnight.
Shacked up.
Yeah, and we had a really, it was kind of we wore T-shirts that day. The weather wasn't it wasn't perfect, but I remember it was hot, and there were no lines, and we were able to go on rides over and over and over without having to wait on a line because there were no lines.
That was the first time that ever happened.
Yeah,
by the way,
because each ride is like 2 hour wait usually. Yeah. So that particular day, we got there. Now we hadn't been there in years, and since then there have been all new rides. Only a few of them still remain from when we were like back in the 80s. So the first thing that we saw was, it looks like almost like a popsicle stick, very high, with swings hanging from it.
Like that ride where it has like the swinging chairs that goes around, and all the seats are held up by chains, and it looks like a really nice little ride, like little kids go on and stuff. And as it goes faster, the seats kind of swing out.
It's like reminiscent of a swing you have in your yard when you're like a toddler.
Yeah, but it's a big thing. There's like 100 seats that are all hanging on chains, right? And it spins around.
And they wouldn't let me take my bag with me. They're like, you have to keep it on the ground over here. I'm like, what the fuck,
man? So we just get there. I'm like, let's start out easy. Let's get on like something mild. And I'm thinking like, hey, here's one of those swing rides. And like I remember as a kid,
we're going to start out easy.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's probably like the most laid back ride in some of these amusement parks, right? So we get in this thing, and everybody you're right. The people on running the thing were like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that.
I'm like, what the hell?
What's up, man? It's just like you can't take the camera, blah blah blah. So we're like, all right. So we finally get on this thing, and it starts, and it takes off and spinning around, and then it's nice. And it's nice, just relaxing, and then you go a little faster, and as you go faster, like kind of centrifugal force, you get out a little bit higher, right? Like this chains go to the outside of the swing,
and then the thing itself that holds all the swings goes really fucking high in the air.
I guess I never looked up.
I didn't either.
I just saw the swing. Hey, it's a swing ride.
Yeah.
Well, this thing goes up like 200 feet or some ridiculous thing. And let me tell you something. Those chairs are held on, but they're like little skinny little chains. They're they're really thin. It's not like a big thick chain. So when you're 10 feet off the ground, you're like, oh no, whatever. You swing it around. You don't really think about it. When you're up above the tree line and you're like you're on a skyscraper,
we could see New York City from from there.
And this thing is now spinning so fast that the chains are no longer, your seat is not hanging down. You are straight out horizontal and fucking spinning like 50 miles an hour. And we had to be, I don't even know how high, we were way high. I mean, people looked like ants.
Yeah.
And then it just occurred to me, wow, these chains are really thin. I'm like, if my big heavy ass fucking snaps one of these things,
the next town over.
I'd be like, I'd be off the beach at the Jersey Shore, it was just
flying.
So
that
went from a really,
we weren't expecting that. We weren't ready for it.
No, it went from a really
we just got there. Which one should we go on first?
Yeah, let's just and there was no line really, and I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I was actually like, holy shit moment. Yeah, and I don't really get scared on things like that. I just I
it was all a surprise.
I don't. But I was so unprepared for that.
Yeah.
It was so not what I thought it was going to be, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Now I get why they don't want me to take my bag, because I mean that thing, I could have killed somebody with it if it would have flown out my seat.
Oh yeah. The centrifugal force that was going on with that thing. I mean, we were spinning so fast, and the chains, our seats were literally horizontal rather than hanging straight down.
And then they have all these other kind of crazy roller coasters now, where
everything now
hanging.
You're like suspended in it, right? Like you're hanging.
So we went on, I think it was the Green Lantern. That was the last thing that we went on at the end of the night. And
after going on all the others, Batman, Spider-Man, this, that, the other thing, man. And they're all pretty much similar. You're buckled into like a big harness, and they lay you out flat, and you're kind of like
or you're hanging down. It's
you're
not
not really in a seat so much anymore in a lot of these things.
Right.
And a lot of them you're doing 360s and loop-de-loops and all, right?
So the thing with this Green Lantern, if I recall correctly, is that you're actually in a standing position, and I remember there was something around our legs, and my head was in between these two brackets, and this thing shook us around so violently that the sides of my head were getting knocked around that I had to try to hold my head stiff so as to not bang my head so much.
And then the muscles in your neck are just destroyed.
Yes, my legs too. It knocked my legs around so much. By the time I got off of that thing, I was in so much fucking pain that when we had to stop and get like medicine, I was in the room like with my legs elevated. I was
stop to go get a drink. I'm like, oh my God.
I was so fucked up.
I felt like someone had beaten me with like a baseball bat, like my neck and every part of my body. I was trying so hard to stabilize myself because I was getting smashed into that cage from side to side. You're right, like so violently. That you were probably using muscles that you never use just to keep yourself from turning into scrambled eggs. You know,
and that was no fucking.
Well, I remember, by the way, the ride home the next day on the motorcycle. I was like so stiff, and that was like a 4-hour ride, and I'm like, oh, dude, this ride's gonna suck.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be good anyway.
It was a nice day, but that ride just really ruined the night. Yeah, and that was a weird way to end it off.
But surprisingly enough, I recall going back to the room and having some really good sex anyway.
Any of that.
Oh, I do. I recall that anyway. Hey, you know what? Speaking of really good sex, we just had a steak a few minutes ago.
Oh, my God.
What? I need to know.
Okay, now, first of all, let me just back up. Went to the store a couple days ago, bought some chicken, and I was looking for skirt steak. I couldn't find just regular skirt steak, but I found it was a skirt steak, but it was like Angus, and it was supposed to be like some soft. It was supposed to be very tender.
Right. When you see Angus, you're thinking, all right, this is the better cut of meat, right? So you're going to pay a little more for it, and it's going to be better.
It was like $14 a pound.
Which, by the way, is expensive.
Yeah, because with the whole steak, it was a pretty decent. It was $20, $21.
Like skirt steaks are like, sometimes they're crazy expensive, right? Like $19 a pound or some stupid, right?
I've had it marinating the last 2 days.
Right, which also is another reason why I'm thinking this thing's going to be awesome. Yeah. So I get it out.
My teeth hurt right now.
I get it out on the barbecue. I cook this thing up, which I thought was to perfection because I am, by the way,
the barbecue master,
the grill master.
Yeah,
I am. No, you have to admit though, I'm good on the grill. So I bring it in and we go to carve it up, and I'm like, it's a little tough. Did I overcook it?
It was hard to cut.
Is it possible that I overcooked it? And I didn't think that I did.
We needed fangs to chew this thing.
All I can say is two things came.
We needed to be wolves.
A couple of things came. Actually, more than two. I'll say three. Three things came to mind. I've often wondered what it would be like to eat my shoe. And this is it. It was like the toughest piece of leather you could ever chew on. Yeah. The other thing was, have you ever blown up a bunch of balloons, like for a party or something, and you physically blew them up, like with your mouth, and then like the muscles in your cheek and your face and everywhere kill you for like the whole next day because you use muscles that you never used before and your face hurts? Yeah, there's that.
Yep.
And then the third, and really I think probably the one that most people will relate to, is the first time you ate pussy, is that you tore that thing underneath your tongue.
Yep.
And you just, what do they call it? The UV?
No, that's in the back of your throat.
Oh, yeah, what's the thing?
I don't know what that thing is.
What's that little stringy thing under your tongue?
That connects the bottom of your tongue to the bottom of your mouth.
So I remember the first time that I had that experience with a girl. And so
do I. And it fucking hurt for days.
You're like, so do I. Yeah, you and I talked about this. That's right. You're the first chick I ever had this conversation with. You know, like when you do that to a girl for the first time and like, well,
oh my God. It's like when you go to the gym for the first time after a year.
You're like, let me work out. And then like you can't move. You can't even put your shirt on. Well, I remember the first time I did that, and I was just but a young lad, and I remember the experience was great, and I thought I did a good job until the girl farted in my face, by the way. That was also my first time experience. Yeah, so that's actually how that experience ended. I don't know if you guys ever heard me tell that story in this podcast before.
That was an early episode.
Yeah, that was my first experience doing that for a lady was basically finished with a full-blown, not even like a squeaker that slipped out, like she got so relaxed that he just kind of squeak. No, it was like... like right right in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was pretty much ruined for quite a while for that.
God.
But no, seriously, that did happen. But yeah, the next day after that, and after I had washed my face numerous times, I woke up and I had this unbelievable pain underneath my tongue, right?
That thing.
Yeah. And I like lifted my tongue up and I looked and it was like
red.
I thought that I had torn it. That's the way it felt. Like I felt like I ripped out a part of my mouth. And I'm like, what is this pain that I've never felt before in my life? And then you said the same thing to me one day. You were like, you know, the first time you went down on a girl, like, remember, like your tongue hurt? I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm having this conversation with you.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I will never forget it. I remember where I was sitting when I was thinking to myself, what the fuck? Why does this hurt so much?
It's a pain that you will never forget.
Yes.
It's like the first time you get kicked in the nuts. It's like you will never forget that pain.
Or you're a girl and you're riding on a boy's bicycle and you...
slip off the seat and you smash your junk on the bar?
Yes. That's something you never forget either.
Oh, yeah, I can't even imagine that. But yeah.
God,
no, that's
hurts.
funny you brought that up. I've always heard that it hurts a girl more to get hit in the boobs than it does to get hit in the junk. Is that right?
It depends on the hit.
Oh, okay. Like if you were to get punched...
And it depends on the time of the month, because sometimes your tits are sensitive
if you
and
were to
sometimes
get
they're not.
punched in the boob or punched in the pussy, which one would hurt more?
I think I'd rather get punched in the pussy.
We can answer that. Okay, so there you go.
If I had to pick.
That's exactly what I just heard. Yeah, that's what I had always heard. Like, you know, that was the...
You know what hurts even worse is getting punched in the stomach.
Yeah.
You lose your breath.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's the most effective shot.
I don't think I've ever gotten literally punched on purpose. Maybe like horsing around, or maybe like
if you got a full blown shot to the abdomen.
But there's lots of different ways you can get hit in the stomach, and I don't think I've ever been like in a fight.
But if you get punched like right in the solar plexus where your diaphragm is, you're going to the ground.
Yeah,
that's actually one of the most effective punches, strike, that you can hit someone more so than the face or anywhere else.
Yeah.
If you do that right, very few people can survive that.
Yeah.
That's a bad shot. All right, so we've confirmed now the boob shot is worse than the pussy shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everyone can probably relate to ripping the string thing under your tongue.
Right.
I need to know the name of that thing.
Let me look it up.
Yeah. Can someone if you're listening?
No, what do you mean someone? I'm doing it for you right now.
No, I'm just thinking like, write to us and
the thing under
let's ask Siri. Hold on a second. I got to ask Siri. Wait a second. Siri, what do you call the thing that looks like a string under your tongue?
I've never really thought about it.
It's a frenulum. Frenulum.
Siri, have you ever ripped your frenulum going down on a girl?
I just don't get this whole gender thing.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's the thin membrane or band of tissue vertically connects the tongue to the bottom of the mouth. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well,
frenulum. People get that pierced.
Frenulum.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get everything pierced. All I can tell you is that when you rip that thing or stretch it, I guess you just stretch it.
I don't know if it's a muscle.
I don't know, man. But I don't have to tell you. It's fucking.
Not the thing isn't a muscle. The tongue is, but
it's fucking painful.
Fucking sore,
and
whatever.
It doesn't really hurt when you're doing it. It hurts like later, right?
Yes.
Like it hurts like the next day.
You can do it all night long, but the next day you're like, I ain't doing this for a week.
That's what it is. Yes. Thank you. Yes. It's the next day. It's like when you work out. Actually, when you lift weight, it's not even the next day. It's 2 days later. It's the day after the next day that you can't straighten your arms out.
Yes.
And you can't lift your arms over your head.
Yes.
And then if you're a complete retard and you do a full leg workout and you've never worked out your legs before, you can't walk.
That's like when I did Buns of Steel.
Oh, God. You did Buns of Steel back in the 80s?
2 weeks. I was I could not squat, sit, stand. 2 weeks I was out of commission.
You did the whole VHS tape.
Yes. I did the whole VHS tape. I did. Yep. I never did it again.
Buns of Steel.
I did it once.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
was I was out for 2 weeks, and I could never.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, so people, protect your frenulum. Yeah.
Speaking of which, also, a listener who wishes to remain anonymous was asking me about the womanizer. Now, I know I've discussed it already, but apparently so sometimes people forget. Now, that is the, what would you call it?
Sex toy.
Sex toy that I had heard about originally from.
It doesn't look like anything you would ever think is even a sex toy.
Right. No, I got it from Emily Morse, who has the Sex with Emily podcast, which is a very, very, very popular podcast. It's been around for years and years and years and years. And so she sent me one, and I will tell you that it works. It is very unlike any other thing. It's not like a vibrator. It's got this round thing at the end of it.
It's like a suction
and it creates
cup.
a suction.
There's nothing that goes inside, and there's nothing that's shaped like anything that looks sexual. It almost looks like something you'd use to clean your face, like
the Clairsonic.
Yeah, it almost looks like it looks like something you hold in your hand.
It looks like the Clairsonic if you pulled the brush off of it, and it's like the little thing that you would
It's
that
like
would hold
a
the brush.
suction cup.
Yeah, it's like a round
Creates
little
like a vacuum, right?
Yeah, on your button, and it's got like a low through high level of suckage. And
it's a suckometer.
Yes. Now, this is a weird thing though. When I first you charge it, by the way, like it's got a charger. You plug it in, and it lasts for fucking ever, like a month or two without even having to charge it again. If you use it a lot, but I wouldn't know. So anyway, so when I first got it, it was like 30 seconds maybe.
Oh yeah.
Like holy shit! Like it's not like anything else you've ever experienced. So you're like, whoa, well, that's different, and wow, and it worked great, and it worked great for a while, until I don't know. At some point, I don't know how long it was, but at some point, it became too much. Like
it's very intense, you said, right?
Yeah,
it's like right on the spot. Full time.
And it just became like so much that like I had to keep it on low, and I don't know. It just
you got to switch it up.
Yeah, I need a break.
You got to switch it up.
Yeah, I had to switch it up.
Yeah.
You know what I ended up enjoying more was that thing we got at Brookstone that I didn't like at first.
Oh, right.
And that ended up being good because we switched it up.
Right.
Yeah. If you haven't used it,
you got to keep the spice in things. So yeah.
I got an extra.
So
never
this,
been
by
opened.
the way, is in addition to the normal activities that are going on, but this is just for a little extra stimulation.
Yeah.
Which yeah.
Or by yourself. But
yeah.
the same. It comes with a nice
just
case.
saying when you're not here.
Yeah, comes with a nice case and like replacement parts and the charger and all that. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I have a few things.
Amazon pilots we talked about, right?
Yes.
They need to watch those.
Okay, I got a few things. I have random thoughts coming up, but I also had this other thought. I think I came up with an invention, and this was today. This was a thought that came in my head today. We were driving, and I saw somebody walking down the side of the street with their pants hanging low beneath their ass, when you know how much I love that.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, what would make his pants stay up so that he could walk normal and run if he needs to, while still keeping them on, because the purpose of
suspenders.
No, because that would look like geeky. So I thought to myself, if you're so fucking badass and you want to wear your pants below your ass like a moron and look like you have deformed short little legs, you should be badass enough to do my new suggestion to keep your pants up. You should get on your like sides or like by your waist area or something, body jewelry that you can put like a hook onto the sides loops of your pants or something and hook it onto your body jewelry that's in your skin.
What?
Hook your pants onto your skin so that they don't fall down.
That is worse than even just wearing your pants down around your ass.
But you need to keep them up, and you're having a hand occupied.
I have a
the whole
suggestion
time.
for you. Get a fucking belt.
That doesn't work because they still have to keep their legs together and they can't run because the belt is around.
How about this? Buy pants that fit and wear them like normal people.
I agree, but I'm thinking,
belt.
think about like you can have your pants hang low, but you get like a chain like hanging from the body jewelry with a hook that hooks onto the loop of your pants to hold them up. It's like body suspenders.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Yeah, you know what? I'm having a hard time relating to any of that. So.
All right. Maybe they just need some wardrobe tape.
Yeah, all right.
So with that in mind, I do have some random thoughts.
Really?
They're just random thoughts that go through my head.
Alison's brain is working overtime. Could be while she's driving or standing in line. So what is she thinking? What goes through her thoughts? Is it something profound or fucking just pissed her off? Get ready for random thoughts. Get ready for random thoughts.
I hate that fucking flat part in the back of my head that, like, looks like a part from where I slept on the back of my head. It's like complete evidence that I didn't do my hair in the morning.
You got a back part?
Yeah. When you lay on your pillow, it makes your hair part in the back.
Yeah.
But if you don't like comb it over or like spray it, cover it up and spray it, you can tell that you didn't do your hair.
I sleep like kind of on my side and kind of on my stomach, so I get one like on the side of my head, but it's not anywhere where you would have a normal part.
Yeah, but you can see mine, especially since I've got dark roots.
Yeah.
My roots are coming in. You see like a part down the back of my head. You're like, oh, she just woke up.
It's the just been shagged
Yeah,
look.
but you know, what's funny is that I always look at other people's part in the back of their head and think, oh, she didn't do her hair today.
Right.
And then every once in a while, I look in the mirror, like with the reverse mirror, and I'm like, that's me too. I look like that retard. Okay.
How come all garbage always smells the same?
Now, have you really thought about this? You can have one of millions of things in your garbage.
Right.
And any kind of combination of things in your garbage.
Yeah.
But no matter what is in your garbage,
Right.
it always smells the same.
I have an answer that might lend some possibility. Maybe because as stuff decays, it maybe forms the same sort of bacteria or something. I don't know. You're probably smelling like the decay, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, but how does everything have the same decay? There's things that are like meat or
meat.
or things that are fruits or vegetables or dairy, cheese. Like, how do all of these things have the same gases when they are, canned goods, like sauce?
I don't know. It's kind of like how I could eat 100 different foods, but my farts all smell like the same bed.
You're right. All right.
I don't have an answer for you on that one.
All right.
I wish I could help you out.
But like sometimes I'm
I'm sure there's some scientific, reasoning behind it.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember quicksand? Whatever happened to quicksand?
You're right.
Yes.
I remember like watching TV shows when I was a kid, right? And like everybody fell into quicksand.
Right. I remember that from like the 70s, Land of the Lost.
I don't want to date myself, but yeah, like a lot of those shows, right? Like
everybody fell in the quicksand.
Probably like $1 Million Man,
Wonder Woman. They had to lasso somebody and pull out of the quicksand.
Lassie, go get help, girl. Remember, like the kids in the quicksand.
Yes.
Lassie would like tear off a branch from a little bush and bring it over, and the kid would hold onto the branch. She'd pull him out of the quicksand.
Yeah. Now, is there?
I'm going way back now.
I know.
The Lone Ranger.
Oh,
no one remembers that, but that's like it was in reruns. Come on, it wasn't on the TV when I was a kid, but I mean, right? Yeah. Like everybody, you're right. Everybody went into quicksand.
Yeah, and they started to like sink down. They were going to like drown in the quicksand. So first of all, where is their quicksand? I've never seen it in my life.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never really knew of it to actually
exist. Didn't Batman even get into some quick like
probably that old TV show,
right? Yeah.
And it's like if you move around a lot in it.
What's his name with
Adam West?
Adam West. He's awesome. I love him on Family Guy. He plays the wacky mayor.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
But like if you move around a lot in the quicksand, it makes you go down faster, so you're supposed to stay really still.
Well, there's a new commercial on Let Go right now where the guy's got like a kegerator. It's like the thing you hook a beer keg up to, and it allows you to keg, to tap the beer and make it, like a beer tap, right? So he's got the thing and he's holding it in his hand and it's like he doesn't want to let it go and he's in the quicksand and he's sinking down over the head. Like it's just if he's just about to go under and along comes a guy on a horse with like a lasso and like lassos the kegerator and pulls him out of the quicksand.
Oh, like, I saw that.
He's like, oh, that'll look good in my man cave.
Yeah. Okay, I did see that commercial.
Yeah, you're right. You just reminded me that might.
And how come they don't use quicksand on TV anymore?
That might be the first time I've seen quicksand in decades.
Right.
It's making a comeback.
Is there really such a thing, though?
It was just on the commercial last week. It's making a comeback.
I thought of this random thought, though, before that commercial.
Well, you know what? Maybe somebody, like, tuned into...
Somebody stole... Like, somebody tapped into my phone.
Somebody... Maybe.
Taking all my good ideas.
Yeah, you write your stuff down in your note app, right? Could be. Someone might have hacked your phone. They're over there scratching their head. You know what? Quicksand needs to make a comeback.
I want to know if it really exists. You know what? I'm sitting right here in front of Google. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Let me ask Siri.
Well, she's a dopey bitch. She's not going to know anything.
Siri. Hello?
How can I help you this evening?
Does quicksand really exist?
Interesting question, Alison.
No shit, Sherlock. What's the fucking answer? Interesting question.
Siri, where can I find some quicksand?
You didn't even put her on. You're just talking to an empty phone.
Hold on a second. I did. Hang on a minute.
Where can I find some quicksand?
Okay, check it out.
At Queen's Discount Bicycles.
Quicksand?
Yeah, quicksand is at 9254 Queens Boulevard in New York.
That's where it's been hiding all of these years, in Queens. Queens, New York. It's in an abandoned warehouse over by the railroad tracks.
Oh, my God.
Hang on, I got to ask this. Siri, where can I find some quicksand? What the fuck?
You know what?
Why is she
Fuck
not
your phone.
answering me?
Listen, it says under Google, loose wet sand that yields easily to pressure and sucks in anything resting on or falling into it.
Whoa.
A bad or dangerous situation from which it is hard to escape. John found himself sinking fast into financial quicksand. So let's see. National Geographic News. Quicksand science, why it traps, how to escape. If stumbling into quicksand ranks on your list of worries, don't panic. You won't sink in, at least not all the way. Real quicksand is certainly hard to get out of, but it doesn't suck people under the way it always seems to in the movies. Oh,
that's kind of.
I was like hoping to throw somebody in there. Like
that's a letdown.
Like if you're not like around like in New Orleans, like with the Gators or Florida, you can throw somebody in quicksand that you want to get rid of.
Or La Brea tar pits.
I can think of some people I want to throw in quicksand. According to a study published in the current issue of Journal of Nature, it is impossible for a person immersed in quicksand to be drawn completely under. The fact is, humans float in this stuff. Oh,
huh. Wow.
Researchers in the Netherlands and France studied quicksand, a combination of fine sand, clay, and salt water. At rest, quicksand thickens with time but remains very sensitive to small variations in stress. At higher stresses, quicksand liquefies very quickly, and the higher the stress, the more fluid it becomes. This causes a trapped body to sink when it starts to move. But a person moving around in quicksand will never go all the way under. The reason is that humans just aren't dense enough.
Huh.
Well.
There you go.
This shattered all of the television shows that I have trapped in the back of my mind.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Damn, Hollywood fooled us again.
I had so many plans of putting people in quicksand. Damn it.
You got to have a better evil plan than that.
You know
Quicksand, that's the best you can do?
You know what? The best plan is really the alligators.
Yeah.
Crocodiles.
Sure. Yeah, it's like no evidence, right?
Yeah.
They just like crap you out and then you float down the river.
Yeah, like they eat you when you're gone. There's no evidence.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I reveal my strangely
your evil plot?
Plan? So I have another thing that I was very disturbed by, that I think I might have found a way to have overcome the evil plot by Bounty paper towels.
Oh no.
Yeah. Now this is the thing that really annoys me. You go to Sam's Club or BJ's or Costco. BJ's. I know you always say that. And you go to get your Bounty paper towels because that's the best brand. And they have all these different sizes, right? There used to be a day when you'd get a roll of paper towels in the grocery store.
Maybe there was like the jumbo roll, but then there's a regular roll, and that's it. You got two choices, right?
So now there are multiple size rolls. Some of them have select a size, and some of them have various quantities of rolls in these packages.
So what is the select size? Like the half sheets?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, I actually prefer that because I don't always need a full paper towel size.
I would agree with that. Yeah, a lot of times you waste it, right? You don't really need the whole thing.
Right. Now, this is the thing that pisses me off. When you go to Costco or wherever, you have to first figure out, okay, so they all have different prices. Which has the most paper towels in the package in quantity, right? So now you got to look at like how many feet of paper towel are in each package, and then you have to like divide it.
Does it actually say the feet, the linear footage that's on there?
Yeah. And then you have to divide it by how much it costs so you can get a price per foot of paper towel, how much it costs. And that's a lot of calculating while you're standing in the aisle, to figure out and which is like the selecta size more per foot than the non-selecta size,
right.
And so they have, right now Bounty has regular, giant, mega, and huge. And they're
all like the same thing,
yes,
right?
But they're
except
not,
for regular.
Right, but they're not consistent with how many rolls like they compare to. Like it's not like they all compare themselves to 10 mega rolls equals 20 regular rolls. It's not like they all compare to regular roll in the package. They'll compare huge to mega, regular to giant, giant to huge, mega to like they mix them all up so you're confused, so you don't know which is the best value.
I am completely confused right now listening to you, and I just need to know who has the time to stand there and try to calculate the price per foot.
Well, this is what I'm here to tell you. I couldn't do it in the
Bedells.
store, but I sat here and I looked some shit up and I figured something out.
Wow.
Yeah, because I made a purchase the other night, and what I wanted to know was what was the best buy. So what I did was I had gone through all these different websites where they give you the amount of regular rolls that each thing equals. So what I had to figure out was that 6 big rolls equals 8 regular rolls, 8 giant rolls equals 12 regular rolls, 12 giant rolls equals 18 regular rolls, 8 huge rolls equals 20 regular rolls, but 12 mega also equals 20 regular rolls. Now, the huge and mega are the two biggest ones.
Which one's more money?
So they eat both. So 8 huge and 12 mega both equal 20 regular rolls.
So which one is advertised? Like, is huge bigger than mega, or is mega bigger than huge, like by means of advertising?
8 huge is bigger than mega.
Okay.
Because 8 huge is the same thing as 12 mega in quantity.
So huge is really the biggest.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So what I came up with is...
So if you were a porno star, you would want to be like Johnny Huge Cock, not Johnny Mega Cock. I'm just saying. I don't know. This is the first thing that comes to my mind. I don't know. What's wrong with me? No, I'm just saying, like, if I were to try to come up with my porno name and like I had like a very large junk, like would I want to be Johnny Huge Cock or Johnny Mega Cock or like Johnny Large Cock?
Well, would I want to be Allie Mega Tits?
or Allie Mega or Huge Tits? I don't know. Like, so what you're saying that you'd rather be huge than mega?
Yes.
Because mega to me sounds like that's like the There's medium and large and extra large and then like huge and then mega.
No, there's big, regular, giant, mega, and huge when it comes to Bounty paper towels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in that order for porno names though.
Right.
Gotcha.
So what I figured out was that because the 8 huge and the 12 mega both equaled 20 regular rolls, I then price compared those two packages and got whichever one was cheaper. Now, you're going to ask me which one, and I'm going to tell you I don't remember. But I am going to tell you.
That was the whole punchline, though. What the fuck am I listening to this whole... Are you serious?
Because everybody prices it differently. The
Isn't
website
that the whole point, though?
No. The point is that this is how you figure out which ones to compare.
But now I don't know, like, the moral of the story. Like, what? So after all this research, you didn't come to a conclusion of which one is the best value?
It depends on which store you're shopping at.
Oh, good God! Now there's a whole other variable.
Yes, because the thing is that with these 5 different sizes, you couldn't compare apples with oranges, and then an orange to a banana, and then an apple to a strawberry. It was like there were too many comparisons. But I managed to narrow down that 8 huge is the same as 12 mega. So if you find the package with 8 huge and the package with 12 mega in the same store, whichever, they're the equivalent in paper towels. So whichever one is cheaper, that's the one that you get.
So if you were in a produce porno and you were like were Billy Banana Dick or Carl the Cucumber Cock, who would you would you want to have, a banana dick or a cucumber cock?
I can't even right now.
I mean, you're saying comparing apples to oranges. I'm thinking, like bananas and cucumbers, like, And then if you really want to go all out, you could just go full blown like eggplant.
That's the emoji that they use on the phone to be dick.
Oh,
did you know that? I just learned that recently.
I
that
know.
when you put an eggplant, that means dick.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I
had no idea.
No, neither did I.
I feel really old.
Sadly, no one has ever referred to my dick as an eggplant. I'd say it's more like a large banana, though, I guess, really, right? It's got a little curvature, also. That's important. Got to have the right curve to it.
You don't have a lot of curve.
Oh, well, a little bit.
Some people do, and it's like weird looking.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck
like
happened to you?
Corkscrew, right?
Who bent you?
What happened to your dick?
Who broke you? So this is another thing that if you were paid attention to math in school, like algebra, then take notes right now that 6 big equals 8 regular, 8 giant equals 12 regular, 12 giant equals 18 regular. So with that in mind, figure out the point something that equals 20 regular, and you can compare those other size rolls.
God, my fucking brain hurts. Stop it.
Sorry.
Wow.
All right.
All to get a roll of paper towels.
Yeah. Well, one more thing I wanted
They can clean up dog shit with. What the fuck? Really?
Don't let him walk on there. Again.
Beat it, cat.
One more thing I wanted to point out. If you are an older woman and you consider yourself hot, don't put the MILF sticker on the back of your truck.
Oh, my God. That was fucking funny, man.
So we are driving.
We were coming back from the city, right? From when I did the Fox and Friends segment with the Samsung refrigerator. Yeah.
Yep. And we were behind an SUV that had a sticker on the back that said MILF.
Right.
So then Skip's like, whoa, she better be a MILF.
She better be hot.
She better be hot, be putting that on her truck.
So now we were behind her, and I got to switch lanes, and I got to speed up and pass this chick, because I need to look in the window and see what she looks like.
Now, I was driving, so you were by the passenger side. So
right. You were driving. That's right. So, I said speed up. Yeah, so we get up alongside of her, and you're creeping up, and you kind of see in the back window, couldn't really see her face, and getting a little closer. Oh, no! Ah!
She better be driving her best friend's car who's really hot.
It's like somebody beat her up with an ugly stick. Yeah, that's what I said. I go, man, I'm hoping she took her good friend's car that's really hot, because you can stop it.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Take that sticker off your window.
Who the fuck would do that?
I don't know, man, but that was some seriously homely looking bitch, man, and I'm thinking like, what?
Yeah, not cool.
No.
Totally
made me look.
Yeah.
Like, made you look.
Yeah, and she was smoking.
Yeah, she had
Oh, God, what is more of a turn off than that?
But you could hear she had the look of like someone that you can hear the smoky voice on. Like, just to look at her, you could hear like, hey, how you doing, hot stuff? Hey, come on over here, let me give you a blowjob.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah.
And she had kind of a modified mullet.
Oh, yeah.
With some 80s looking mullet thing going on. And I'm like, you know what? That's false advertising. That is fucked up.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Take that sticker out of your window.
You know, I also saw the other day, I forget where I was at a counter purchasing something, and there was a girl there who was like a teenager in her little short shorts and a cute little top.
Look at you.
No, not like that, you jerk.
Yeah, right.
Stop it, because now you're going to
check out more chicks than I do. What are you talking about?
No, you're pissing me the fuck. Don't try to be funny, because she was a child and you're fucking pissing me
off.
off.
Sorry. I wasn't there.
Well, if you would shut the fuck up and let me finish what I'm saying. I said that didn't I just start it off? I said that she was young.
Did you say she was a child?
A teenager is a child.
Whatever.
Fine. Gross. Come on.
I missed that part, evidently.
No, I don't check girls out like that. I don't.
All right. Go ahead.
So, anyway, she was there talking to her friend, the cashier or whatever, and she's got that pack of cigarettes in her hand. And you know when people at the pack and they're like, and they're fucking packing it in. They turn it over and they're packing. Like,
you know why they do that, right?
I know why they do it, but it's like, who the fuck told you that was cool? Like, these days, smoking is so not cool. It stinks. It causes you to die. Like, what idiot told you that was cool and that you should start, like, smoking and doing that? Like, you should be hiding that. You should, like, be doing that, like, in the bathroom where nobody else can see you doing it because you should be ashamed.
So it used to be when you were a teenager that was, like, the cool thing to do, and now it's like you're, like, the...
Now you look like a fucking idiot.
Right.
Like, you look like, hello, has anybody told you how stupid you look and that stinks and that you're going to die and you're going to have yellow teeth?
That's a really good thing, though, because, you know, that means we're that much closer to getting kids to stop smoking, so... Yeah, and I have to say, it seems like a lot less kids are smoking than even like than when we were kids, and that's not that long ago. Well, it's not that long ago for me, it's long ago for you, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I don't know. It's just it just really grossed me out, and I just thought to myself, like, you think you look so fucking cool right now, but you look like an idiot.
Did you tell her?
No, I just like stood there disgusted. Like it was making a spectacle of herself with that packing. You know what I mean? With that tap 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 tap. Like, here, everybody, look at my cigarettes. Look how old I am. I'm smoking.
Right.
Like, no,
you're like 12.
Fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
She was 12.
Oh God, it's like so fucking desperate to be noticed.
Yeah.
Just it's very pathetic to me.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? I guess there's worse things you could do to get attention, right?
You know, I would have more respect for her wearing like a good titty shirt.
Oh,
really?
Even like an underboob shirt?
Underboob, that's in.
Yeah, but not at 12.
She wasn't 12. She was like 16, 17.
Oh, now she's older, right? I just got yelled at because she was a child.
16, 17 is a fucking child.
All right, whatever. I wasn't there. Make it sound like I was there looking.
No, but I don't like the way you just jumped right on me like, oh, no, you were looking. No.
What? Okay.
Anyway. Well.
You know I'm always right, though. Anyways, doesn't really matter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to end this podcast right now and then go into the list of all the things that I've been right about this week.
Oh.
So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Please do us a favor. Tell a friend. Tell lots of friends. Go onto our website, hammernailspodcast.com. Check out the episode summary.
There's lots of good stuff on the website.
Check out the videos of Skip.
Lots of good stuff on skipbedell.com. Great videos. All sorts of links to the products and things and tools that I like and DIY tips and all kinds of cool stuff that you can check out. Videos from Catch a Contractor and lots more to see. So check that out and tell your friends.
Yeah, and don't forget that we love you.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.